before I get started, I just wanted to give you a spoiler alert. I'm going to be talking about Season 2, Episode 6 of The Flash. If you have not seen it, please go watch it before you watch this video. This video will contain major spoilers for what happens. Also, it's an incredibly well done episode. Just go watch it. So today, I wanted to talk about something really cool and something that I love a lot. Villains. I love my villains to death. I believe that every story, every hero is only as good as its villain. That's why Batman is so cool. That's why Lex Luthor is such a good pair for Superman. That's why heroes are just as cool as villains. When we're talking about villains, it's hard to talk about villains without bringing up characters like the Joker. And because the Joker is sort of become sort of the classic embodiment of what a villain is supposed to be. Charismatic, happy, murderous, a psychopath, a little bit fun, something that is along those lines. And we've seen that time and time again. We've seen them in tons of stories. In fact, the book I'm writing for NaNoWriMo, the villain ended up becoming basically like a combination of Joker and Scarecrow. But sometimes you have a villain so evil that they don't need that. They don't need the jokes. They don't need the charisma. They just need their pure being. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Zoom. Zoom is a villain in the Flash TV show. He's from Earth 2, or at least that's what we assume, and he is, from what we understand, the only Zoom in the multiverse. There's been a couple times where they've mentioned in the show that he is not human, or that if he was human, that he once was.
Yeah. See him catch a bolt of lightning with his demonic claws? Yeah, I saw that.
He is an unstoppable demon with the face of death.
And then we have his reveal. We have who Zoom is. He's in an all-black costume. He has a ripped, almost like slits for his face that stretch when he talks, and he has these glowing blue eyes that sometimes aren't glowing, sometimes are just black, and he's crackling with that kind of Speed Force electricity look. And it's amazing. It's such a cool and evil-looking costume and look, and it just oozes with evilness and villainy. So a lot of people are going around and theorizing, who is Zoom? What is he? Back in the comics, there is a character named Zoom. He goes by the name Hunter Zolomon, and he has the ability to sort of basically slow down time to make him seem like he's going fast. So the world moves slow around him, but he moves at a normal speed, giving the illusion that he is fast. However, in the CW show, this is not the case. We do not know who Zoom is. We do not know what he does exactly. We just know that he's fast and he's powerful and just crazy. A lot of people theorize that this is maybe Earth 2 versions of separate characters that we've seen already on The Flash. He could be in Earth 2 Barry. He could be Eddie. He could be Earth 2 Patty Spivot even. People are really going far to try to figure out who this might be. Even on the most recent episode of SourceFed's Superhero Roundup, the chat was all theorizing about Zoom during the entire broadcast. So it's clearly something of topic to talk about. And so I want to give you all what my theory is for who is Zoom. I don't think he is anybody. I don't think he actually exists. I think that he is a manifestation. In the comics, there's a character named the Black Flash, or in some cases, the Black Racer. And so what he is the Speed Force's almost embodiment of death, because regular death, how we perceive death as the sort of Grim Reaper or the concept of death, is not able to catch up with speedsters because they are so fast. What he does is that he will find people when they're about to die, and he will return their speed to the Speed Force, or they will return their being to the Speed Force. That's what I think Zoom is, and the reason why is because the times where we've seen where he describes him as having claws, they describe him as a demon, they say that, oh, he was human but he's not, and all these things that and there's no visible evidence that there could actually be someone underneath that suit. So far we've got nothing. All the theories that I've seen, to me personally, don't make any sense. I think that it is just straight up the Black Flash, which is going to be the question here, is that at the end of season 2, are they going to be able to defeat him? Because he is essentially death. So will Barry actually be able to beat him, or Jay, will they be able to beat him? Or will they just move on because they can't beat death? Especially the speedsters can't beat the speedster death. So I want to go ahead and talk about why I think that this is the best villain on television. I've watched Lost. I've watched most of Dexter. I watched Gotham, I watched Supergirl, which I know doesn't have many episodes out yet, and I've watched Flash. Okay, so between what we know as comic book shows, and obviously there's Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I haven't watched that. But I've read a lot about it, and I personally believe that Marvel couldn't have good villains. So, the reason why I believe that Zoom is the best villain on television is because he's evil, but he's not charismatic. He has an incredible costume that only oozes evil and anger and villainy. He wants to kill Barry, but we don't know why yet. We assume that it's just because he's crazy or wants to kill the Flash, wants to get revenge, but I think that's because he wants to return him to the Speed Force. And the voice performance by Tony Todd is one of the best I've ever heard, and it's even inspired me to be able to do it myself, which I'm not going to do.
Harrison Wells, you thought you could defeat me with this.
I think that sounds good to me, but it might not sound good to you. It's clearly something that's cool, and it's something that's interesting, and it's something that grabs our attention, but without being charismatic and jokey. It's just evil. And it's written so well. Everything he says, you just hate him because of it. And it's incredible. So I want to go ahead and applaud the writers and showrunners of The Flash. And I also want to applaud Tony Todd, and I want to applaud all of the actors on The Flash for being able to work around him and wear quivers in that suit, because honestly, guys, Season 2 of The Flash has been some of the best television I've seen in such a long time. I'm a movie guy, and I think that The Flash has extreme potential for, like, it really could be a movie. Like, it is movie quality. I'm going to go ahead and end this video because I feel like I've said everything I needed to say. So, if you guys like this, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If they bring the rating system back, go ahead and give it 5 stars, but we all know what they want. And I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.